Okay, welcome to episode 3. It's been a little while since episode 2, and for those of you who were hoping I would be more frequent and diligent with this, I do apologize. I do appreciate the supportive prodding and nudging. Uh, Disclaimer-wise, this is probably not going to be suitable for work, and it may also not be funny because I'm not really sure what I have to say tonight. Things are happening. It's a Tuesday. We just had a giant Thanksgiving holiday weekend, which was pretty awesome. Um, the money hole is doing well. She had a great time at Thanksgiving. Although I thought this was interesting. Today she got a present in the mail from Pampers because the whiff cuts out those little codes, the little 17-digit impossible to crack codes on the sacks of Pampers. Like, really, is it a security risk that people are going to make up these codes to get free Pampers points? I don't think so, Procter and Gamble. I think that's you, and that's probably unreasonable. I feel bad for the guy who has to come up with a new 17-digit code for every pack of 55 diapers that you guys produce. You, sir, if you're watching, namaste, and I wish you a stress-free life. You should quit your job, come do something like this, because everybody would love to hear stories from the guy who makes poop catchers for a living. So anyway, these 17-digit codes, you send them back to Pampers. What value they get out of them, I don't know. But you accumulate points, kind of like box tops for schools, or I have a lot of Victoria's Secret rewards points. And you get free lingerie, free perfume and scented oils, and I think you can get some of that at Victoria's Secret too. Pampers scented oils, really? So anyway, the kid gets a toy in the mail today. It's a Mrs. Potato Head, and she was ecstatic. She actually saw it sitting on the table, and she thought it was a snack, and she went over to my wife and said, "Snack, snack, open snack." And Renee's like, "No, that's not a snack, honey. That's a toy." And she says, "Open toy, open toy." So the whiff opens the toy, and it's Mrs. Potato Head, and the kid's going nuts. And she calls me at work and says, "Oh, it was so cute. This happened." She said, "Open toy, open toy." It's an actual sentence with a verb and an object. I'm like, "Yeah, great. You just rewarded her for taking a shit. You rewarded her for the first year and a half of taking a shit, and she got a toy out of it. Toys do not come from poop. She's got to learn that early on. So we got to figure out a way to untrain her from thinking that toys or money or sex comes from the benefits that you get from those things do not come from pooping. Pooping is a pleasure in and of itself. It's so natural, and it feels so good when it happens. I don't know about you guys, but I'm lucky enough to get to go like every fourth or fifth day, and man, does it feel good. Hurts a little, but man, does it feel good once it starts coming out, and then you get the rewarding splash up from the dirty toilet water into your butthole, because there's just so much volume displacing the water in the bowl, and it goes boom, happy day, poop is here, and it splashes your butt, and it's kind of a self-cleaning mechanism. That's why I've trained myself to go just every 4 or 5 days to be able to create that much biomass to plop into the bowl and then immediately re-shower my asshole at the same time. Saves you so much time. I highly recommend it. On a related note, my sister and her wonderful boyfriend came out to visit for Thanksgiving. Always love to see them. They came all the way out from LA, spent 4 glorious days with us here in New Jersey. They just came off of a 10-day juice fast where they literally juice every type of vegetable, fruit, or legume that you've ever heard of, fed themselves nothing but juice and herbal tea for 10 days. Lost a lot of weight. Again, probably mostly poop. In their words, they cleaned out the toxins. And no, that just means you spent an extra hour a day on the shitter because your body is just dumping everything out. It has nothing to absorb anything. It's just coming in one end and out the other. I'm going to try it. I can't wait. I'm actually really excited. They made it sound awesome. We spent over $200 on a juicer as soon as we decided we wanted to do this. And Costco should be shipping that any day now. That's super exciting. Food prep, there's a lot of prep that goes into it. But then you clean the vegetables, you put them in, you push the button, you listen to it for 5 minutes, you drink for 45 seconds, and then you shit for 20 minutes. It's a pretty good cycle. 4 times a day that happens. I expect to lose 15 pounds. I expect to not be attractive to any human being while I'm consuming that much vegetable and juice stuff and shitting it out immediately. It's pretty hard to find somebody attractive when their teeth are green from all the kale. Kale is such a weird vegetable to me. It's not spinach. It's not lettuce. It's this weird hybrid thing in the middle. Kind of has be honest, you've probably tasted a condom or you've tasted the stuff off of a condom. Has just a little bit of that spermicide taste in kale. Makes a great veggie lasagna. But eating it just by itself, it's a leafy condom vegetable in my head. And I think the Native Americans actually used to use it in place of condoms for birth control purposes. When the papooses are too many, the woman could only fit so many papooses on their backs because that's where the papooses go. Papoose is a great word. You'll find that I'll expound and elaborate on great words like papoose or hummer or those are the only two I can think of, papoose and hummer. I spent a lot of time thinking about the James Lipton interview because eventually I'm going to get there. I mean, look at how great this is going. Eventually, James Lipton is going to pick up the phone and he's going to call me and he's going to invite me to the Actors Studio. And he's going to rave about these podcasts. He'll do a bunch of research on me. We'll talk about the Juice Fast episode of my Better Than You Thought podcast, and it'll be great. And then it'll get to the last half an hour of the interview, and he'll perhaps the greatest interviewer ever, Bernard Pivot, and his legendary questionnaire. What is your favorite word? And I don't know what I'm going to say to that yet. Papoose is up there. It's powerful. It has so much heritage in it. It's both really old, but it's a name for something that's brand new. And I love the idea of carrying your young on your back. I threw the money hole up on my back this weekend and held on to her little arm so she didn't fall off. And now my shoulder has been dislocated. So that's why the Native Americans were so much smarter than we are. They just held them on their backs, didn't dislocate any shoulders, just wrapped them up into whatever their bear skin or goat skin or whatever, and they tucked it into the precursor to a backpack, and they let it face backwards out into the world so that everything for the first 2 years of their life moved away from them, which I think is maybe why they're so good at running. Between that and all the wars, I think being raised on the back of something and having everything else, leave you, makes you want to see everything moving away from you. Plus, a lot of people like to kill the Indians. I don't know if you knew this. They like to be, they were want to be shot quite frequently, or just diseased. That happened a lot too. Native Americans had some weird penchants. I'm not sure why they went in for that, but hey, you know what? To each their own. I'm not going to start carrying a papoose on my back, and I don't expect Native Americans to, just go start getting vaccinated from Western European diseases. That's probably not going to happen. So yeah, how about that? I even wove Native Americans into my post-Thanksgiving podcast. I do want to say I am thankful to be able to do this. I am thankful for the whiff and the money hole, the in-laws, the parent, the brother-in-law-ish, and my sister, of course. Yeah, thank you for all of you that have been so supportive so far. Now, one or two of you may comment quickly that I talk about poop a lot. Yep. Part of life, man. Deal with it. It's one of the only things that we can still talk about and have it be like new. It's the only thing that doesn't make it onto tabloid covers, doesn't make it into headlines, doesn't make it onto the CNN news. Nobody ever talks about poop. If it's such an integral part of your life, the only place it gets talked about is in comedy. So I am going to do the responsible thing and give poop its appropriate expose, if you will. So stay tuned for more on the poop podcasts. I'll start taking photos of my BMs, as my grandmother liked to call them. she was so Dutch. She loved to say BM. Brian, did you have your BM? BM. I pooped. Yes, Grandma. I shat. I shat hard and I shat fast, and I got the instant shower, and that's perfect for what I wanted. So, with that, Grandma, I miss you.